Is there evidence of a positive relationship between quiz scores and final exam scores in the population of all World Campus Stat 200 students? We're going to use StatKey to conduct a randomization hypothesis test. We're looking at the relationship between two quantitative variables, so we're going to be computing and testing Pearson's R correlation coefficient. In StatKey, we can edit data, select all of the existing data, and delete it. We have our quiz and final exam score data in Minitab Express. We can copy and paste that data into StatKey. When we click OK, we can see a plot of our original sample. We have data from a random sample of 50 Stat 200 students. In our sample, the Pearson's R correlation coefficient is 0.609. Now, let's generate a few thousand randomization samples to construct a randomization sampling distribution. We want to know if there is evidence of a positive relationship in the population. This is a right-tailed test. To determine the proportion of this randomization sampling distribution that is greater than our observed sample correlation of 0.609, I'm going to change the value at the bottom to 0.609. This is our p-value. In other words, if there's not a relationship between these two variables in the population, the probability that a random sample of 50 would have a correlation coefficient of 0.609 or higher is 0.000. In practice, we would say that the p-value is less than 0.001. This is a very small p-value. If there was no relationship in the population, it would be very unlikely for us to take a random sample of 50 and observe a sample correlation of 0.609 or higher. We reject the null hypothesis and conclude that in the population, there is a positive correlation between quiz scores and final exam scores.